Hey, what is going on, guys? Goose here, man, and come back at your video as we're going to recap week number 10 in the NFL. It's been a while since I did this. It's been so goddamn busy. I need to make time to do these videos, so I like doing them. All right, let's see. Let's go to share screen, and there we go. All right, we got the Thursday night game, the Panthers and the Chicago Bears. This was a pillow fight. Uh, I mean, both these teams are just fighting for. I would say fighting for draft picks, but Carolina doesn't own a first round draft pick because I believe Chicago owns their pick. So so Chicago beats Carolina 16-13 as Bajent threw for $162. Devontae Foreman was leading carry for Chicago for 80 yards on the ground, 21 carries, had a touchdown. Bryce Young threw for 185. No touchdowns, no picks, but Carolina couldn't run the ball. Chuba Hubbard, 9 carries, 23 was their leading ball carrier. And then on the receiving, DJ Moore, 5 catches for 58. He was the leading receiver for Chicago. And Mike Stracan, 1 catch for 45. And then Adam Thielen had 6 catches for 42 for Carolina. So, both these teams are, of course, not going to be in the playoff conversation. All right, then we had the international game, the NFL Frankfurt game. This game was you watch this game, boring as hell. 10-6 as the Colts beat the Patriots. Mac Jones threw a bad interception. So did Zappe. Zappe came in late in the game threw an interception. Minshew had an interception. None of the 3 quarterbacks threw a touchdown. The Patriots ran the ball better than the Colts. Ramondre Stevenson had 20 carries for 88. As a team, they ran for $167. Jonathan Taylor did have 23 carries for 69 yards and a touchdown, but he was pretty much the only ball carrier that they had. The Colts had, but Colts got the win. They go to 5-5, so they of course they keep their playoff hopes alive. As Pittman had 8 catches for 84 for Indianapolis. And Demario Douglas had 6 catches for 84 for the Patriots. In a losing effort, New England falls to 2-8 on the season. As Patriots, they're just a bad football team. All right, next one looks. This was going into the game was a surprise, but more than I think about it, this really shouldn't have been a surprise that the Texans beat Cincinnati. Texans have been playing really, really well this season. I mean, by far, they're one of the most exciting teams in the NFL. They really are. Bryce Young. C.J. Stroud is playing phenomenal. He's thrown for 356 yards in this game, 1 touchdown and a pick. Drove him down in the waning minutes. The game-winning field goal. Devin Singletary, 30 carries for $150. Joe Burrow, 347, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. As look at the rushing yards, 188 to 66. So the Texans, they by far outran the Bengals. And then for the receiving, you had Noah Brown, 7 catches for $172 for Houston. And then Jamar Chase, 5 carries for 124. And Tyler Boyd, he had 8 for 117 for the Bengals in a losing effort. So both teams are 5-4 on this season, man. But the Texans, they've just been surprising, very surprising that they're playing this well. Oh, here we go. This game will be fun to go over. The Vikings defeat the New Orleans Saints 27-19. The Saints got down 21-3. They made a somewhat of a comeback in the fourth quarter, but they just weren't able to overcome their slow start again. As Minnesota, Joshua Dobbs has been playing awesome for Minnesota. I mean, he's come in and they've won 2 in a row since Cousins got hurt. But Joshua Dobbs threw for 268, a touchdown and no interceptions. Ty Chandler, 15 carries for 45. and a touchdown. Dobbs also had a touchdown run. 8 carries for 44 and a touchdown. For the Saints, Jameis Winston came on in relief. He threw for 2 touchdowns. Did have 2 interceptions, but our offense was stuck in the mud until he came in. And yeah, Derek Carr. I mean, it's just not working. But anyway, so the Saints, Kamara had 9 carries for 42, and Derek Carr, 1 carry for 10. Taysom Hill only had 1 carry this game. And when Taysom Hill doesn't carry the football, we don't win. We don't win. We hold us like. One second. 1 second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, it's one of the Saints. Yeah, Saints offense was pathetic until the second half. They just couldn't do jack shit. I mean, but look, Taysom Hill needs to run the ball more. Taysom Hill can't have 1 carry. If Taysom Hill has 1 carry, the Saints are going to lose. He's got to be more involved in the offense. Olave had 6 catches for 94. Hawkinson, yeah, we couldn't cover T.J. Hawkinson. I think he's still making catches. 11 catches for 134 and a touchdown for the Vikings. So they go to 6-4. Saints fall to 5-5, but they're still in first place because Atlanta lost. So somehow the Saints are still in first place in the horrible NFC South. But anyway, all right, Pittsburgh. They beat Green Bay 23-19. As Pittsburgh goes to 6-3, man. Pittsburgh, they got a shot. That NFC North, I think, is wide open. As Green Bay falls to 3-6. Jordan Love, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. He threw for 289. Kenny Pickett only threw for 126 yards, but they ran the ball for 200 as a team. As Jalen Warren had 15 carries for 101, and Najee Harris had 16 for 82. Both those guys had a touchdown. A.J. Dillon, leading ball carry for the Packers, 9 carries for 70. As Pickens had 3 catches for 45 for Pittsburgh, and then Jalen Reed, 5 for 84 and a touchdown for Green Bay in a losing effort. So, yeah, so Pittsburgh is, man. The NFC North is wide open. All right, here we go. We got the Titans and the Buccaneers. As Tampa, they get a win as they improved to 4-5, only a half a game behind the Saints for the lead in the NFC South. But they beat the Tennessee Titans. Look, Tennessee Titans, well, they just they're just they're not good. Tennessee Titans are just not good. As Will Levis, no touchdowns, a pick, threw for 199. Derrick Henry only carried the ball 11 times for 24. Titans, they can't. I'm surprised they didn't trade Derrick Henry. But Baker Mayfield threw for 2 touchdowns and did have an interception, threw for 278. And Rashad White, 20 carries for 51. They only ran the ball for 77 yards, did Tampa, but no. I mean, that they didn't have to do much because Tennessee's not that good. Tennessee's just not a good football team. Mike Evans had 6 catches for 143 and a touchdown. And Kyle Phillips, 3 catches for 61 for Tennessee in a losing effort. But, yeah, the NFC, talk about another division that's wide open. The NFC South is wide open. Between the Bucs, the Saints, or the Falcons. One of those teams is going to luck out and win that division. But anyway, we'll see. All right, San Francisco, they get back in the win column. They had lost 3 in a row after starting 5-0 as they beat this. I thought this should have been the NFL, the game of the week on Fox. But then they put the Cowboys and the Giants on, and neither one of those games turned out to be any good. So I guess it wouldn't have mattered. San Francisco wins 34-3. Purdy threw for 296, 3 touchdowns, no picks. McCaffrey didn't have a touchdown. I think for the first time in 900 games, McCaffrey didn't have a touchdown. I'm kind of over-exaggerating there. 16 carries for 95 for Christian. Trevor Lawrence, no touchdowns, 2 picks, and only threw for 185. As Jacksonville only ran the ball for 59 yards as a team. Travis Etienne, 9 carries for 35. Christian Kirk did have 6 catches for $104. And George Kittle, 3 catches for 116 and a touchdown. And Brandon Ayuk also had 3 catches and a touchdown for 55 yards. So San Francisco gets back in the win column as I think they got a big game against Seattle coming up. We got the Browns and the Ravens as the Ravens fall at home 33-31 as Browns. Man, the Browns. And just when you give up on the Browns, they just it's weird. The Browns, and for me anyway, if I pick the Browns, they lose. If I pick them to lose, I pick the Browns to lose, they win. If I pick the Browns to win, they lose. That's just the way it is. So Cleveland gets a win 33-31, excuse me, as they get a field goal at the end to win it. Deshaun Watson, 213, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Lamar Jackson threw for 223, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. He also was leading rusher for Baltimore, 8 carries for 41. Jerome Ford, 17 carries for 107 for Cleveland. Mari Cooper, 6 catches for 98. And then Zay Flowers, 5 for 73 for Baltimore. So, the Browns are 6-3. Ravens are 7-3. So, the NFC North is it's getting tight. It's getting tight. Let me back up here to go to the next game. Man, forgot we got the Falcons and Arizona. As Arizona gets a field goal at the win. Gets a field goal at the end to win as they beat Atlanta 25-23. So Falcons are 4-6. Cardinals are 2-8. I mean, Cardinals are trying to tank, and they win a game as Kyler Murray threw for 249, no touchdowns in the pick. James Conner was the leading ball carrier, 10 for 73 for Arizona. And Trey McBride, 8 catches for 131 for Arizona. Then you had Heineke and Ritter both played. Both quarterbacks didn't play well at all, and they didn't go for 100 yards. That's just insane in today's NFL. What is this? This is that we're back in the 60s now. As Bijan Robinson, 22 carries for 95 for Atlanta and a touchdown. They ran the ball for 184 as a team, which is, you look at the yards. Running the ball, 184, 41 carries, 4.5 yards per rush. How'd they lose? I mean, Drake London, 3 catches for 36, and McBride, 8 catches for 131 for Arizona. But so with that loss, that kept Atlanta out of the top spot in the NFC South. So the Saints still hold a half a game lead, but those days are numbered. All right, we got the Lions went on the road to face the Los Angeles Chargers as Detroit wins 41-38. As the Lions are the best team in the NFC North as they go to 7-2. Chargers fall to 4-5. As Jared Goff threw for 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Herbert, 323, 4 touchdowns and a pick. As David Montgomery, 12 carries for 116. Jamar Gibbs, 14 for 77. So they had 2 guys, that almost ran for 200 yards by themselves. And then Austin Eckler, 19 carries for 67 for Los Angeles. Keenan Allen, 11 catches for 175 and 2 touchdowns for the Chargers. Then Amon Ross St. Brown, hope I said that right, 8 carries for 156 and a touchdown for Detroit. As the Lions, they play the Saints coming up, and they play the Saints coming up in a few weeks. Not looking forward to that one. All right, we got the Giants and the Cowboys. So Cowboys win 49-17 as Dak Prescott threw for 4 touchdowns, 401 yards. And the Giants are just bad. I mean, they don't have their quarterback. They don't have their backup quarterback. They're down to Tommy DeVito. I mean, the Giants are just not going to – they might not win another game the rest of the year. 2 touchdowns, a pick for Tommy. Only threw for 86 yards. Saquon Barkley, 66 yards on the ground, 13 carries. Dowdle had 12 carries for 79. Pollard, 15 for 55 for Dallas. As Dallas on a roll again. Dallas is on a roll again. So Brandon Cooks, 9 catches for 173. CeeDee Lamb, 11 for 151. I mean, they had 2 guys that were well over 100 yards receiving. And Bellinger had 2 catches for 34 for New York. And Slayton, 3 for 21. Corbin, 3 for 12. I mean, they're just New York's just not a good football team, and they're not going to be a good offensive team, especially without Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor. All right, we got the Seahawks and the Commanders. As the Seahawks, they win 29-26 as they get a game-winning field goal. A lot of game-winning field goals this week. As Sam Howell threw for 3 touchdowns, no interceptions for Washington, 312 yards. So he had a good day. As Geno Smith, 369, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Man, Geno has just revitalized his career. He was just a nobody until last year, and he's just man, he's become one of the better quarterbacks in the league. Kenneth Walker, 19 for 63. Brian Robinson, 8 carries for 39 for Washington. He also had 6 for 119 receiving for Washington, did Robinson. And Metcalf, 7 catches for 98 for Seattle. Yeah, so Seattle gets a win, and they got a big game coming up against the Niners. All right, let's see what we got next. We got that one. Oh, we got the Jets and the Raiders. As the Jets, they just they couldn't get a touchdown. The Raiders win 16-12. Zach Wilson, 263, no touchdowns and a pick. Zach Wilson was also the leading rusher for New York, 4 carries for 54. So the running backs couldn't carry the ball at all really for New York. Breece Hall, 13 carries for 28, only 2 yards per rush. You look what Dalvin Cook had, 4 for 26 with 6.5 yards per rush. Maybe they should have given the ball more to Dalvin. Maybe anyway. A.D. McConnell, 153, 1 touchdown and a pick. He wasn't great, but it was enough. Josh Jacobs, 27 carries for $116 for Las Vegas. Devontae Adams had 6 catches for 86. Garrett Wilson had 9 for 93 for New York. As New York goes to 4-5, and Las Vegas goes to 5-5. So that was a big game for both those teams for fighting for that last playoff spot in the AFC. All right, then we got the Monday night game. Has a team fallen more than the Buffalo Bills? They're 5-5. I mean, I don't even think they're even in the playoffs ended today. I don't think they'd be in the playoffs. Denver's played much better as of late. Sean Payton and Russell Wilson have I guess they figured it out. As Denver wins 24-22 as they missed a field goal at the end, but Buffalo had 12 guys on the field. I don't know how that happens. Fire the special teams coach. And then Denver makes the re-kick. They win 24-22 as Williams had 21 carries for 79 for Denver. Sutton, 8 for 53 receiving for Denver. Gabe Davis only had 2 catches for 56. He was the leading receiver for Buffalo. James Cook, 12 carries for 109. And Josh Allen, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Only threw the ball for 177 yards. So Buffalo's not playing well at all. Buffalo is not playing well at all. They're not. So there it is, guys. There's your Week 10 wrap-up. Have a good one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Might be one today. We'll see. Have a good one.